Hello. This presentation is about how to decide on a research question. The first part of this presentation will explain what research is. The second part of this presentation will explain what a research question is. Here is part 1 about what research is. So let's think about what is research. Research is done when you want to find out about something. Research can help you find out how well something is working, like how well a website is working. Often, research is done when someone spots a problem and they want to make it better. Here's an example. This is Amna. Amna has noticed that lots of older men where she lives seem a bit sad and lonely. So Amna wants to find out more about this and what can be done to make things better. Amna wants to find out and ask, how do you feel when you are on your own? What makes you feel lonely? What makes you feel better? What needs to change? We will hear more about Anna in part 2. Research is a bit like being a detective or solving a puzzle. Research can be done on lots of different things. Places, the world around us, health, people, why people behave in certain ways. You can do research on anything. Research can be about numbers of things or people. This is called
quantitative research.
research can also be about people's experiences and thoughts and why things happen. This is called
Qualitative research.
and research can be done in lots of different ways, like questions on a piece of paper or questions on a computer. Through being around people, spending time with them and watching them. This is called
Ethnography.
through talking with one person at a time or to a group of people. We really hope this has helped you understand more about research.
If you'd like to have a break before part 2, press the pause button now.
Here is part 2 about what a research question is. When you try and get money for a research project, you have to write what is called a bid. It's a bit like a form. It's where you explain what you want to do in your project, why it is important, and how much it will cost. A very important part of the bid is your research question. The research question is a question that your research project will try to answer. The research question needs to be really strong so that the funders want to give you money to run the research project. If your question has been answered before, you probably won't get money for your project. So, it's important to spend time thinking about the research question and to speak to the right people about it. It's helpful to think about whether anyone has asked this question in this way before. By reading and learning about research that has been done before. Whether the question needs to be completely different or whether the question should be asked in a different way so you get more or different information. Let's think about Amna again. Amna wanted to do some research about older men feeling lonely. She decided on her own that her research question would be, how do older men experience loneliness? What helps them feel less lonely? But Amna found out that this had been researched a lot before, so she probably wouldn't get any funding for this. Amna looked into what other research had been done before and what was missing. Amna found out that there was a lot of research on older men in cities, but nearly all of it was about heterosexual men. That's men who are attracted to women. Amna spoke to some older men about the research question, and she also spoke to the people she worked with. Some of the things they talked about were which different groups of men were lonely and where they lived, the age of the men and their sexuality, which means who they are attracted to. Together, they came up with a much stronger research question. How do gay older men aged 60 to 80 experience loneliness if they live in villages? What helps them feel less lonely? As this was a much stronger question and it had not been researched before, they might get money to run the research project. Yeah! Amna is very happy. So, thinking about your research question helps you to think about the way you do your research. Let's think about Amna again. Now she has got a good research question. It helps her think about how to do the research. It helps Amna think about things like what way of doing research will help her learn the most information from the men? What way will help the men feel safe and comfortable to talk about their feelings? Amna spoke to the older men and to people she worked with again. They thought it might be difficult for older men to answer questions on a computer. Computers can be really hard to use. They decided it would be better to speak to the older gay men on their own or in a group. The men also suggested that the person asking the questions should be an older gay man so that the men feel really safe and they don't experience any nastiness because they are gay. What a thoughtful idea! Working together like this is called co-production. If a research question is carefully thought about and is co-produced, it'll make the project stronger and then you are more likely to get money for the research. Here's a little reminder for when you think about research questions. 1. Take time to think about the research question. 2. Don't think of the research question on your own. 3. Speak to people that your research might involve and the people you work with, so your question is as strong as possible and is also co-produced. 4. Check to see if your research question has been asked and answered before. 5. Ask yourself and others, is there anything else that would make this question more powerful? We really hope this presentation has helped you understand more about research questions. Thank you for watching this.
This presentation has been made by Paradigm for the Learning Disabilities Knowledge Partnership.